Hey guys, what's going on? It's Vic here, back with another Madden 22 rebuild. In today's episode, we're going to be rebuilding the New England Patriots, except we're going to be trading for Deebo Samuel. Now, I personally don't think Deebo Samuel will be traded until after the draft, but if this is a hypothetically speaking video, I'm recording this on April 23rd, if we are hypothetically speaking, if the Patriots do not pick up Deebo Samuel before the draft, they will draft a receiver. I'm sure of that. I know they want to give Mac Jones a weapon. So for this hypothetical, we're just going to say they are going to trade their first round pick for Deebo Samuel and maybe get something else, or maybe give something else, give another player for him. And that is my hypothetical that I'm going to go with. Again, Deebo being traded in the first place is just a hypothetical. Just because Deebo wants to be traded doesn't mean he will be traded. There is a fine lining between it. We saw Deshaun Watson wanting to be traded for years. He didn't get traded, but then he finally got traded. So we don't know what's going to happen with Deebo. Sometimes people just complain just to complain. Eventually, I think he will be traded, but I don't know how soon it will be. So first things first, going over the team. Mac Jones. I was clearly wrong about him. Last year, I always do hot takes every year. You can't have a hot take right every single time. No Patriots fans are going to come for my throat in the comments. Every single year, I say there's going to be a bust or a boom of a player. My first prediction was, I believe, the 2020 draft. I said Justin Herbert would be a boom. He would be a boom of a player. I was right. I said Tua would be a bust of a player. So far, people can debate with me. So far, I think I'm right. I don't think Tua is anything special. I guess we'll see this year with Tyreek Hill. And then this year, I said Justin Fields and Mac Jones would both be a bust, and then Trey Lance would be a boom. I don't know if Trey Lance will be a boom. So far, Justin Fields doesn't look amazing, but then people are going to point fingers at Matt Nagy and say he's a terrible coach. He didn't have a receiving core. He didn't have an offensive line. Blah, 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 blah. So far, I can't say I'm right. Mac Jones, I can clearly say I'm wrong. I just assumed, since Alabama QBs have never really panned out in the NFL, that he wouldn't either. I was completely wrong. He perfectly fit in Bill Belichick's scheme, and I saw that this year. I will admit when I'm wrong. I think Trey Lance will still be the best QB in the class. That's still my personal opinion. We haven't seen enough of him, though, and I haven't seen enough of Justin Fields to fully grade him, so do not get mad at me in the comments. Anyways, Damian Harris, he's good when he wants to be, especially when he's playing the Bills. Devontae Parker, I think this was a great pickup, but trading a third and a fifth round pick for him, I don't know if that was the best move. I would at most probably trade a fourth round pick for Devontae Parker because he's getting up there in age. He's not really a top threat anymore. Nelson Aguilar, I mean, he's consistent, but nothing ridiculous. Nelson Aguilar is here. Kendrick Bourne. I like Jacoby Myers, honestly, the best out of these bunch. He's just a great slot player. He's not talked about enough. Jacoby Myers is a great player. I think he only has one touchdown his entire career, but that's because he doesn't get enough playing time. O-line, amazing. Absolutely love it. Where is my right guard? Shaq Mason. Am I stupid? Did Shaq... Oh, yeah, Shaq Mason plays for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers now. I'm retarded. My bad. Completely forgot. Hunter Henry's great. Jonnu Smith, he's getting paid a massive contract. And I hate to break it to you, but 2 tight ends in Madden is just not relevant. I'm not paying you $15 million a year to be a second-string tight end. It's just as simple as that. So I don't know what I'm going to exactly do with him. Looking on it on the defensive side of the ball, they got Jabril Peppers in free agency. He's going to play a middle linebacker, or he's going to play a linebacker or a safety hybrid scheme. I like it. We got Jonathan Jones that lost J.C. Jackson to the Chargers. Malcolm Butler signed back. I had to forcibly put him in the game because EA didn't have him for some reason. Kyle Duggar, super underrated. Needs to be talked about more. And straight up, I gave my first round pick and my second round pick for Deebo Samuel. So considering I don't really have any draft capital left, I'm just going to skip to the end of the draft because I really have nothing left after trading my first and my second for Deebo Samuel. So let's get to it. Here we are after the draft as the CPU strikes again, and they find a perfect way to just draft better than me. I didn't draft a single player, and where'd they pick him up from? The 7th round. 7th round pick right guard who has hidden dev. Gladly, I will take that. Thank you to the CPU. Kendrick Bourne, I don't think I really want you anymore. $7 million in cap I'll save. Hell yeah, I'd much rather start Jacoby Myers over you. Nelson Aguilar. And I do the same. I would save $17 million if I cut you. Hell yeah, get off my team. Yes, please. Devontae Parker, Deebo Samuel, and Jacoby Myers. Yes, please. That is a way better lineup than Nelson Aguilar and Kendrick Bourne. I just saved myself $24 million by cutting those two guys. Oh yeah. Defensively, this is what we're rocking with. Yeah, I think it's overall solid. Green Goblin's here. I always forget that he's on this team. Christian Barmore was a steal in the second round last year. Let's move him up. Wise is playing. I want Adrian Phillips being my second string sub-middle linebacker. I'd much rather have Juan Bentley be there. So let's move him there. How much do I get for cutting Adrian Phillips? Not too much. I'll leave him. I'll take a penalty, actually. I'll lose money. So I'm going to leave him there. Jonnu Smith. I don't want Jonnu Smith playing either. I don't want Jonnu Smith playing in my slot as my second string slot receiver. I'm going to move N'Keal Harry up to my slot receiver despite how horrible he is. And he's 68 overall. So apart from that, guys, I'd say it's now time to move in to the midseason mark. Here we are at the midseason mark as we are 3-4. Yikes. Defense is performing at 22nd in points per game. Okay, so that's a note taken. The Rams playbook, I'll finish it out. But usually I rock Rams playbook in a 4-3 scheme, but with a 3-4 scheme, I think I might have to rock with Baltimore's playbook because Rams playbook in a 3-4 scheme, Rams playbook in a 4-3 scheme works usually amazing, but that doesn't seem to be the case here, so I have to find something else. Deebo Samuel, we literally just traded for you. You're gonna get a fat payday, and 14, almost 15 million a year. He resigns with the team long term. Devin McCourty, I'm going to do the trick that I did on Marcus Peters in my Ravens rebuild, where you just constantly sign them to one-year deals, and as they regress, their contract will go down in terms of money. So I'm going to up this money, give him a one-year deal, and he resigns. Trent Brown, let's see what you got here. I do want you back. You are my franchise right tackle. He resigns. Damian Harris, yes, I would like you back as well. Usually you don't really pan out in terms of stats, but I don't really think I can find much better. Jonathan Jones, do a 2-year deal, up the money a little bit, and work down your contract as you regress. Devontae Parker, going to be the exact same deal. Never mind. You want 4 years? Not going to happen. Jake Bailey, sure, I'll re-sign you. I always just end up signing you on a cheap deal in free agency anyway, so sure, $2 million a year for a punter. Isaiah Wynn, oh, yes, please, dude. $10 million a year for a future development left tackle? Yes. Juan Bentley, I like it, but I don't because he's about to be 27 in the next season. Depends how he performs on the stat sheet. Malcolm Butler, no. Devon Godshaw, no. N'Keal Harry, you absolute bust. Get out of my face. Everyone else here is a no for me. So apart from that, guys, hopefully this team can turn around and make it to the playoffs. Let's move into it. Here we are in the playoffs going 8-9, finishing with the 31st defense. Yikes. Defense in points per game, of course. So we're going to change this up. We're going to see what we got for the best 3-4 scheme. Let's go with Baltimore's. I feel like sometimes they're just boom or bust all the time with their playbook, but maybe 3-4, that will be different. So let's go with Baltimore's playbook and a 3-4 with this type of team. Mac Jones was amazing. Best yards, best passing touchdowns in the league. And he gets top 6 for MVP. Cool. Best offense in the NFL. Our defense is what was holding us down. 26th best defense. 5,100 yards, 45 TDs, 18 interceptions. I would like that to be at least 14 or under. 18 is a little bit too much. Damian Harris, 6 TDs, 4.7 per carry is great, almost 1,100 yards. Jacoby Myers, 1,100 yards, 10 TDs, great season. Deebo Samuel, 15 TDs, 1,100 yards, great season. Devontae Parker, 1,100 yards, only 2 TDs. I would like you back, but I don't want you for 4 years, dude. Hunter Henry, 1,000 yards, 13 TDs. That's superstar dev, 102 receptions. If you guys didn't already know, you can't make a tight end go from star to superstar naturally. You have to force it in Madden 22. It's a glitch, so I will have to do that. Jabril Peppers, 138 tackles. That deserves superstar dev. Dude had an amazing year. Christian Barmore, 15 tackles for a loss. Sacks, 8 for Matthew Judon. That's kind of lackluster. Interceptions, 2 for Joanne Williams. Interesting way to spell Joanne. Safeties, 0. Defensive touchdowns is 0. So, apart from that, guys, I would say that it's now time to finish out our 8-9 season by moving into the offseason. And the Falcons beat the Chiefs in the Super Bowl. Jamison Crowder wins Super Bowl MVP. That is an interesting simulation. Okay, I kind of like it too. Marcus Mariota and Jamison Crowder winning the Super Bowl. Very interesting. All right, then. I don't know why Jamison Crowder is on the Falcons in the first place, but whatever. Anyways, Mac Jones has superstar dev. Jacoby Myers gets superstar dev. I'm going to give Hunter Henry superstar dev because he had 102 receptions and was an absolute baller that season. So why would I not give him superstar dev in the first place? So let's give him that superstar dev for Hunter Henry. And our guard is already a 71 overall star dev, already better than our starter was before. Jonnu Smith, I'm going to eventually have to trade defensively looking into it. I want Jabril Peppers to be a superstar dev. He had a lot of tackles. He was very, very good for coming in to the scheme in his very first year. So let's see what we got here for him. Gonna give him superstar dev here. And let's scroll over to defense, see what else we have. Jonathan Jones and Malcolm Butler are both regressing. I'm going to need a replacement for them. Same with Matthew Judon, David McCourty. This entire defense is just crumbling. Might be better just to move them into a 4-3 scheme because I need my edge rushers to be just a little bit better than a bunch of old guys that are slowly regressing and tearing apart this defense. But in terms of Madden, of course, not in real life. In real life, they're great. 2022 retirements. Let's see what we got. We have the NFC West. We have, no, not NFC West. I literally just finished, I don't know why I did that. I literally just finished a, San Francisco 49ers rebuild with Deebo Samuel. So I'm sorry about that. AFC East is what I meant to do. AFC East, nobody retires. That's cool. And let's look into the players ready to negotiate here. And we have Devontae Parker. Already said no. Mon Bentley is that already a regression? I swear he was at an 82 overall. I guess it was just a boost. I'm not paying you $7 million a year just for you to start regressing the next season. You won't even make it to an 85 overall. Everyone else here, just garbage. Don't want them. I'm trying to get Devontae Parker back in free agency, but I don't want him in 4 years. So let's see what we can do and get into it. So I ended up getting Nicole Hardman on a pretty solid deal, about $10 million a year for 5 years. Very, very good. I like him better than Devontae Parker, who wanted like $8 million a year, and he was regressing, so it wasn't worth it. Bryce Callahan got on a stupid cheap deal. I'm sure the CPU will automatically cut him as soon as I sign him. So let's move into the draft. In the first round, I'm picking up defensive end Jimmy Holiday, hidden dev, 6'3", 303 out of Notre Dame. He's going to be our new right defensive end. He's going to be another edge rusher for us. Here we are after the draft, as the CPU picked up this guy named Brandon Harden. Interesting. 69 overall. Nice. Jonnu Smith, I'm going to be looking to trade him soon. Defensively, Holiday seems to be all right. What position does Wise play? He plays right end. I'm going to move Jimmy Holiday down to left end, over to left end to replace Lawrence Guy, just because, it's just better that way. So he's going to move over to left end. He's probably going to play rush right end, though. It's kind of weird to say. But, of course, the CPU switched up my guys. Lawrence Guy is going to be out of here, and I will save money by cutting him. Ooh, sorry. Holiday is here. Jimmy Holiday, 74 overall. Not a bad pick. And who else did I pick up? Picked up one more guy. I don't remember who it was, but Tavai is going to play at middle linebacker, specialist. Oh, Curtis. That's who it was. Isaac Curtis, 73 overall, sub linebacker. I picked him up in the second round. Doesn't seem to be too bad. 73 overall, just normal dev is the only problem. Cool. I'm rocking with that. Jacoby Myers, Jonnu Smith, I still don't want on this team. Already expressed that. I want Holiday to be starting over Wise. I really do. But I really don't have a answer for that right now. So I'm going to trade away Jonnu Smith, get everything sorted away, and then I'll get back to you guys in a second. So let me go do that real quick and trade away Jonnu Smith. What do we got? Straight up a second round pick for Jonnu Smith, which I'm completely rocking with. Jonnu Smith is off to the Steelers. And yeah, I like that a lot. We're going to go back into the roster, have to refresh and readjust things so that way the CPU notices and actually takes action to what I'm doing. Curtis is going to move up. Specialist, we're going to have Curtis over Adrian Phillips. And I'm going to move Holiday from rush defensive tackle to rush right end, as I said before, because Matthew Judon's rushing off the other side. So we're going to go to depth chart here. Go to, what do we got? We got rush right end. Yeah, rush right end. Perkins Holiday is going to move here. Let's go here and here. Okay. He's going to play rush right end, even though he's a left end. Don't worry about it. It's not really that big of a deal. So it's now time to move in to the mid-season mark. Here we are in the playoffs, not in playoffs. mid-season mark. 2-5. Defensive points per game is 13th, so it's not doing horrible. It's just our yards per game is doing horrible, and our offensive points per game is not performing. I'm in the Chiefs playbook. What's wrong? We were literally the number one offense last year. West Coast zone, or were we supposed to vertical zone run? Let's try that. Let's go a disguise 3-4 as well. Let's try that a little bit. Maybe that will work a little bit better. Coming off a loss to the Raiders, players ready to negotiate. I don't know what's up with me, man. Just the Patriots defense I can never work with in simulation. Hunter Henry, despite him being 28, and he will start regression. Gonna re-sign him anyways. Kyle Duggar, same boat. He's gonna start regression the next season. Doesn't really matter to me. He resigns. Mike, I do want back as well. Huge part of this offensive line. Huge steal in the draft for the Patriots here. Devin McCourty. See, this year he's only $4 million a year instead of $10 million a year. See, that's the negotiation process you got to work him down to. I'll sign him for 2 years, up the money, only $4 million a year for him. Josh Uche, I don't know. Honestly, I'm not really liking you. I kind of want to trade you away, and that's exactly what I'm going to do. So, you're going to be off to the Bears. What do the Bears have that I want? Jalen Johnson. That's exactly who I want. Jalen Johnson, you will be on the team whether you like it or not. Look at that, the second round pick I got for Jonnu Smith. Not going to be quite enough. I'm going to give our second round pick. How about that? Our second round pick and a fourth. Does that work? Come on. Josh Uche, a second round pick. Our second round pick. Well, technically our second round pick. A fourth round pick and for Jalen Johnson. Tavai, no, I don't want. Everyone else here is just a no for me. So is Jalen Johnson playing? You need to make sure that he is officially playing. What do we got here? He is playing Bryce Callahan, Jalen Johnson. Got all those guys playing in. And yeah, we can actually officially have guys actually playing off the ball now without Uche getting in the way because he kind of sucks, especially in sim. Let's get to the playoffs. Here we are in the playoffs going 5-12. Coming off a win to the Giants. Technically, our defense and offense did improve. Okay, I guess I'll rock with that since they improved. Mac Jones still had a great season, 9th best offense in the NFL, top 10 offense. That's great. 24th defense, so I guess it improved second half of the season. Almost 5,000 yards, 38 TDs. Again, 18 interceptions is too many. Damian Harris, 17 TDs, 4.8 per carry, 1,100 yards. That's a great season. Hunter Henry, 1,200 yards, 5 TDs, 106 receptions. Amazing. Jacoby Myers, 7 TDs, 1,000 yards. Deebo Samuel, 1,000 yards, 13 TDs. Great season from him. Nicole Hardman, 984 with 9 TDs. Great season as well. Defensively, Isaac Curtis, 115 tackles. Tackles for a loss, 19 for Judon. Sacks, 8 for Christian Barmore, 7 for Jimmy Holiday. Sacks really aren't coming in. 3 interceptions for Bryce Callahan. Safeties is 1 for Wise. 0 defensive touchdowns. Interesting. All right, then. Anyways, it's now time to move in to the offseason. And the Ravens and Patrick Queen wins Super Bowl MVP against the Packers. And Jimmy Holiday wins Defensive Rookie of the Year. Interesting. He only had 7 sacks. Let's see what we got here for the offensive upgrades. Offensively, Mac Jones is Superstar X Factor. And really no surprise there. Had an amazing year overall other than being 5-12. Isaac Curtis, I'm going to give him star dev. Dude had 115 tackles in his rookie year, and he wasn't even starting. He was the leading tackler on the team, and he was a rookie, and he wasn't even starting, bro. Like, why would he not be star dev? Dude had a great year for his rookie year. He's going to play that. Devin McCourty's regressed to a 78 overall, which is kind of a yikes. Jimmy Holiday is a superstar development player. Did he come with that? No, he got superstar development. Okay, that's still fine with me. So I'm going to upgrade him here. And what do we really need in this upcoming draft? Technically outside linebacker, but we don't need technically an edge rusher. Yeah. I'm really debating. You know what? I'm going to do what I want to do. And that is move this team to a 4-3 defense. And it was a 4-3 cover, I believe it was, with the Niners. Yeah, it was a 4-3. It was a 4-3 cover. And we rocked with the Rams playbook. And it worked significantly better than this absolute dog crap that we're rocking with at 5-12. Curtis is going to move to right outside linebacker. Matthew Judon is going to move down to right end instead of left outside linebacker, and he's going to be my edge rusher. So if you guys got a problem with it, you can simply cry in the comments. I don't care. This simply works better. If it's not working, we have to fix it. That's how it works. instead of if it isn't broke, don't fix it. Obviously, something is broke, so we must fix it because we are 5-12 and we were 8-9 in our first season. So we're going to move him down to right defensive end, even though he's taking up a bunch of my money and I can easily replace him. Yeah, because Wise isn't much worse, honestly. And this guy, Nick, okay, sure, whatever, you're going to be there. Levi is going to be a backup. And yeah, so we're rocking with my defense because apparently CPU 3-4 defense sucks a lot. So let's see what we got here for the 2023 retirements, I believe, and re-signings. I'm pretty tired right now. It's midnight as I'm recording this on the 23rd. Just finished off the 22nd. What do we got here? AFC East. Jason Kelce retires on the Jets. Horrible way to end your career. That's where your career goes to die. Players ready to negotiate. Let's see who we have here. Divide. No. Everyone here is just no. I don't want anyone there. So it is now time to get into free agency with $49 million to spend. Here we are after free agency. I'm signing Michael Pierce on a nice deal. Marcus Peters, same thing. Kenneth Murray, I'm going to move out to left outside linebacker. He's a superstar X Factor, super talented. Love to see it. And we also got Young Ho Koo. So it's now time to move into the draft. I don't exactly know what I want to get. Pick number 3, I'm picking up Tanner Henson. Literally at pick number 3, I'm picking up a rotational linebacker because I don't need any other position on this team. I'm just trying to get this team to develop. And I'm going to move Kenneth Murray to left outside linebacker. This guy's going to play behind Jabril Peppers. Here we are after the draft. This is the overlook of the team on offense. Defensively, 72 overall, middle linebacker in the first round at pick 3. He's solid. I like that he's the development. If he didn't have one, he would be a total bust. Anyways, we're going to be moving Kenneth Murray outside to outside linebacker here. Of course, outside linebacker would play on the outside. Makes sense. 86 overall. His overall goes up by 1. This defense literally has everything it needs. I don't see a single problem with it. This team just needs to perform. It's so infuriating to watch this team fail over and over and over again. Pierce. Why is Holiday not playing his correct position? Matthew Judon continues to play rush left end. Whatever. I don't care. I'm not going to take the time to do that. Again, didn't work out last time. We went 5-12, so it's time to move into the midseason mark. And would you look at that? My playbook seems to be doing a lot better as we're 4-3 second division. Even though our defensive playbook is technically 26th, our defensive passing game has significantly improved, and we finally have a winning record with a 4-3 scheme, coming off a loss to the Houston Texans. I don't really care though, because we're finally a winning team. Anyways, Christian Barmore, yes, I would love to have you back. You were a steal of a pick in the second round, and let's pick you up. David Andrews, yes, I would like you back despite you having regression in the next season, so I will give you a contract. Judon, I already have your replacement, so I don't think I want you, and you literally have not put up double-digit sacks at all for me. Wise, same boat. I don't need you. Stevenson, no. I already have a developmental back behind you that has a development trait. Everyone here is just, no, I don't want anyone there. So, apart from that, guys, it is now time to move in to the playoffs. Never mind, my playbooks suck. 8-9. Defensive points per game is 31st. 10 out of 10 game. God, this is irritating. Mac Jones, again, great. 11th best offense. What do we got defensively? 27th, cool. Expected it. 4,800 yards, 35 TDs. Hey, at least he got his interceptions down. Damian Harris, 14 TDs, 4.3 per carry, 1,000 yards. Jacoby Meyer, 1,300 yards, 10 TDs. Deebo Samuel, 9 TDs, 1,000 yards. He hasn't been as explosive as I've wanted him to be, but he's been solid. Hunter Henry, almost 900 yards, 5 TDs. Looking at it defensively, Jabril Peppers, 134 tackles for a loss, 15 for Matthew Judon, sacks, 14 for Matthew Judon. Now I have to re-sign him. Interceptions, 3 for Devin McCourty and Kyle Duggar. Safeties, 0. Defensive touchdowns is 0. So, anyways, guys, Matthew Judon, of course, performs in his contract year. Let's move to the offseason. The Jaguars beat the Cowboys in the Super Bowl, and James Robinson wins Super Bowl MVP. There are no awards here for the New England Patriots, unfortunately. What are we going to have on this offense? Mac Jones is already an X factor. So any upgrades offensively, do we have them? No, we do not. Defensively, do we have them? Kyle Duggar is a superstar player, and Devin McCourty is a superstar X factor. Hopefully, he does not retire. Curtis, still a star. That's cool with me. So Looks like the CPU cut Bryce Callahan, even though I had him on a long-term deal. We're going to see the retirements. Try and re-sign Matthew Judon. I don't think we're going to have that much money for free agency anyways, and we truly do not need anything else. Maybe a defensive back. Just super irritating trying to play this game sometimes. AFC East, Von Miller retires on the Bills. That's going to help us a little bit. And what are we going to have for players to negotiate? We only have $15 million to spend, and it's going to end up being spent on Matthew Judon because he just had 14 sacks in the season. Give him a 2-year deal, up this money for him so that way he actually stays. What do we got? And he re-signs with the team. I don't have any more money to spend. Just gave half of it to Matthew Judon. Yeah, $5 million. Going to skip out on free agency and get to the draft. With my first round pick, I'm picking up a DB, Gabe Sellers. I'll tell you what, he sold on me. Normal dev, looks like a bust, but 94 speed. This is the overlook of the team after the draft. Offensively, 4th and final overlook. Defensively, 4th and final overlook. Team looks great. Sellers is 74 overall. That's actually a pretty good first round pick. 74 overall is not bad. It's just unfortunate that he didn't have a development trait. I mean, we're not really developing him considering it's the 4th and final year. So it's time to move in to the playoffs, not the midseason mark, because we don't need the midseason mark because we're not re-signing anybody. Hopefully we can actually make it. Boom, would you look at that? 12-5, top of the division, coming off a loss to the Bills, who finished 11-6. And wow, finally pays off. Stats and awards, let's see what we got here. Deebo finally has a winning team. Mac Jones did amazing, best offense in the NFL. Defensively, 10th best defense. Let's go. What do we got here? Mac Jones second for MVP. He should be number 1 because Zeke will never get close to an MVP in his lifetime. 5,300 yards, 44 TDs, 9 interceptions. Amazing year. Damian Harris, 8 TDs, 4.3 per carry. 3 yards shy from 1,000 yards. Still a pretty good year with 4.3 per carry. Jacoby Myers, 1,300 yards, 12 TDs. Nicole Hardman, 7 TDs, 1,100 yards. Samuel, 1,100 yards, 14 TDs. Probably his best year yet by far. And Hunter Henry, 10 TDs, almost 1,100 yards. Defensively, Jabril Peppers, 144 tackles. Wow. Tackles for a loss, 13 for Matthew Judon. Sacks, 11 for Matthew Judon, 10 for Jimmy Holiday. Interceptions, 4 for Jabril Peppers. Safeties on team is going to be 1 for Matthew Judon. Defensive touchdowns is 1 for Jabril Peppers and Kyle Duggar. So, apart from that, guys, it is now time to see if we can beat the 9-8 Kansas City Chiefs to move on to the divisional round. I don't think we will because the Chiefs are a really good team in simulation. Wow, okay, never mind. I'll hold my tongue. 31-14 here to face the 9-8 Baltimore Ravens. Come on, we've already beat the Chiefs. Let's just beat the Ravens in the divisional. Let's get to the conference championship. 45-21 here to face the 13-4 Los Angeles Chargers to move on to the Super Bowl. 4th and final season. We haven't made it into the playoffs until this season. Let's turn dreams into reality and face off against Kenneth Murray's former team in the conference championship. Here we are against the Los Angeles Chargers. We score on the opening drive 7-0, now 7-7 against the Chargers. Come on. 10-7 against the Chargers as we have the lead. 13-7 against the Chargers. They can take it back real quick, and they do. 14-3 at halftime. 21-3. 21-21 with that 2-point conversion. 28-21. Come on. 35-21. This game looks over. Yeah, we couldn't do anything. Unfortunate. 28-35, and that is where this rebuild is going to stop. We had hope there for a second. We are 1 game shy from having a completed, successful rebuild, but unfortunately, this will be an unsuccessful rebuild. We can't win them all. I won my last one. I didn't win this one. Still built a really good team. I just think Deebo Samuel will just come up short like he does in this simulation. So anyways, guys, apart from that, I thank you guys all for watching. Make sure you tell me which comment you would like. Make sure you comment down below which team you'd like me to rebuild next. There we go. Got my words out finally. That's what I was trying to say. Also, please tell me a defensive scheme that works for 3-4. And apart from that, guys, I'll see you guys all in the next one.